He has a very unusual job in his life. He happens to own a funeral parlor. So he's the type of guy you wouldn't think he's the type of guy that the way he acts. But this Ted Lee, take about Ted.
Hey, Teddy.
Just want to take him apart the best he can. Is his good friend Rene Clement.
Welcome, family and friends of Ted Lee. He was a great compeer to us. He was a great magician. We all thought he was one of the... What?
He's alive.
What? The son of a bitch is alive? Oh, that's good. Oh, no, thank you. We're really glad you're alive. You ruined the evening, but I'm glad you're alive. Now, I gotta tell you this. Ted Lee, he's the Mortician Magician here. A couple of years ago, one of the shows, I nicknamed him the Grin Reaper because he also likes to have fun when he does his magic. But I tell you, it's what a difference between when he does the magic and down at the funeral home where he works. I went down there to visit him one day. I was down at this funeral home, and does this guy have an exciting job? Does he have an exciting job? It's like, well, let me tell you, when I first got there, there were two guys loading the casket in the back of the hearse. Ted was directing them, and one of them slipped, and the casket fell out the back, bounced down the hill, through the intersection of traffic. The casket bounced through the front doors of the drugstore, bounced all the way through the soap aisle, and landed right in front of the pharmacist. Stopped short, the lid flew open, and the body sat up. The pharmacist looked down, and the body said, "You got something to stop my coffin?" This is what happened. Then a little old woman came in. She says, it's kind of sad, she says that her sister died. Her sister died, she was there to make arrangements. She says, Mr. Ted Lee, my sister, for the tombstone, I don't know what to put on the tombstone. My sister, she never married. Matter of fact, she was a virgin until the day she died. What should I... And Ted has constraint. He don't laugh. Yeah. He can sit there with a straight face then. And she says, yeah, to the day she died, what should I put on her tombstone? Ted Lee says, how about, who says you can't take it with you? Then the phone rings. Then the phone rings. The Plaza Hotel, by Central Park. The Plaza Hotel calls them. They go, Ted Lee, he goes, we understand you're very discreet and very professional. We need your services. Apparently, what happened is a very prominent businessman was up in the room with someone who was not his wife, and he died during the act. Ted Lee says, don't worry, I'll take care of this. So he says, Ted, can I come? He says, sure. He puts on his tuxedo, takes his bowler hat, takes his white gloves and his cane with the gold tip, and he says, let's go. So we go in, we get to the Plaza Hotel. We go upstairs, get out of the elevator, we go in the room. There's the body, laying there, completely naked on the bed. The body has an erection. Ted says to me, he goes, this is not unusual. I know how to handle this. He puts on his white gloves, adjusts his bowler hat, takes the cane, he polishes the gold tip. He takes that cane, just like Ken Griffey Jr. He goes up and whack! That's when it got exciting. We were in the wrong room. That's it. While I was down there, Ted says to me, you know, it's never too early to plan for your final resting. Well, he goes, no, you really can think about it now. He says, let me show you my catalog. He says, listen, you sign up with me now, and rest assured that Ted Lee will be the last man to let you down. So he took out the catalog, the Ted Lee catalog, and in it he had his picture, and he says to me, look, Ted says, I can give you this. Beautiful, beautiful Austrian canopy. French velvet drapes. A German hand-carved casket. Fully air conditioned. $19,000. Ted, $19,000. I mean, this is a little bit. Ted says, well, you know, this is the cost today. Inflation, he says, you got to remember, the cost of going down is going up. I said, oh, but Ted, that's just a little bit more out of one of them. He goes, tell you what, you're right. Let me give you a little more of an economy model. We'll just give you French velvet drapes and the German hand-carved casket, fully air conditioned. $14,000. I says, Ted, we're still a little bit high here, you know, which goes to show you how easy doctors have it nowadays. Or if you want to give your patient the will to live, tell them the cost of a funeral. So, Ted says, all right, we don't need the drapes either. He says, I'll just give you the German hand-carved casket, fully air conditioned. I says, Ted, what's this with the air conditioning? Aren't we going a little bit too far? Ted says, Rene, goes, I know you. And where you're going, this might not be a bad idea. So I says, Ted, why don't I just tell you how much I'm willing to spend and you show me what you got in that range? He says, fine. I told him and he says, yeah, I have just the thing. This is a magic meeting and show here. So I do want to do one magic trick here. Here's a trick that's been passed down in my family from generation to generation. Nobody wanted it. That's because my grandfather was a magician, my father was a magician, and I'm not working either. Here's a trick using solid steel rings. I found these in George Schindler's garbage can. All right. Solid. The famous linking rings. Actually, these are not just rings, they're elephant wedding bands. They say elephants never forget. But then again, what do they have to remember, right? Like this rings link one onto the other. Now, you're saying, how come this works? He goes, well, because there's a secret hole right here. I know what you're thinking. So I hit him here or hit him here, right? But really, the way this goes is you've got to find the weak spot in the ring. A little gentle tap and the ring melts right through. I don't understand. Oh, wrong spot. Okay. But, this is called the law of gravity. Now, they laughed at Ben Franklin when he talked about the law of gravity. Oh, wait. He's Newton, wasn't he? Well, no wonder they laughed at Ben Franklin. All right, but we just, like this, and they'll come apart. It's just the magical rings. This is the one I like. They like it. But this is just an illusion. Just an illusion. They're not really linked. It's an illusion. See, from the front, they look like they're rings, right? But from the side, you can see the gap. From the front, you really can see that illusion. Right? And another thing what the magicians do, they use their finger. So they'll put a finger here, so it looks like they're linked. Others will use their thumb to make it look like it. I prefer the thumb method. I think it's the best. We're going to do impressions. Like impressions? So impressions. An American driving a car in England. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Mickey Mouse. Elton John. Dolly Parton. Tom Cruise. All right. Oh, wait a minute. A little discrepancy here. I caught in the coat here. I don't want to use, I hate to ruin the coat here, so let me try a little something. Let me see if I got, we use this. Ooh. But still, the eye, let me see, the object is just, I think we can get, uh-oh. I think we got a little discrepancy here. All right, a bit of a problem, but, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think, I think we're free. And all the rings are linked. Yes. Thank you very much.
The young lady.